Yo, what is going on, guys? We're back today for another video, and in today's video we're going to be taking up Nebula to rank 5 as a 5-star, and then we're going to have some gameplay from a 6-star rank 3. So I got a tech gem from variant 8 recently when we 100%ed it. Was that last week? Yeah. Also, I got compensation. It was 22 potions, like 10k health potions, and I think 40% revive, something like that. Which is not the stellar compensation I was hoping for, but for me personally, that's good. Honestly, like I was fine with getting anything, just more resources to help me with Star-Lord dance-off challenge. It was welcomed, because the only bugged fight that I encountered in variant 8 was the Deadpool, and I had no problems with him. Like, he killed a couple of my champions on a couple runs, but I just went in with other champs and finished the fight. So never had to use any items on that. And Venom Pool boss that got changed, I messed up on my first time fighting him. I brought White Magneto, and it just wasn't, it made the fight a lot harder actually than it needed to be. So I had to redo the path. But after that, I soloed him 6 times in a row every time, with no problem at all. So, like, for compensation, for me personally, like, I did use some revives, but it wasn't on either of those fights. So for me, the compensation is just kind of extra resources. I think it's terrible for everyone else, because mine was for 100%. So if you only did like an initial clear, you got like 1 revive, 1 potion. I think that's super dumb. I don't know what Kabam's thinking, man. Especially, like I said, Cyber Weekend is next week. Like, do they really want to make the community mad right now? I don't understand their thought process on that one. But let's get back to Nebula. So yeah, we were able to take Nebula up to rank 5 from variant 8, and I recorded some of this gameplay when she first got buffed, but I didn't upload it right away. I'm not sure why. Maybe just because there's a lot of Nebula gameplay at the time. But I just took my Nebula to rank 5 today on today's level up, so I was like, hey, it's time. Let me look back at that gameplay I recorded, because it was pretty dope. So yeah, what I like to do with Nebula, at least in these like long labyrinth type fights, is go to a special 3. You know, then you just kind of naturally build up those shocks. Then you can drop a fat special 2. Boom, get 40 shocks going. And look at that damage, dude. 35,000 damage per tick. Like, for a special 3 into a special 2, that damage payoff is absolutely worth it. And you don't even have to go special 3, you know, like, you can just manually build it up with the special 2 and then get 40 shocks. But in a fight where, like, you know, you don't have a lot of time to maybe charge and build up those shock charges for, who knows, man. There's all kinds of nodes that could prevent you from doing that. You know, you can just go for the special 3, and I think that's all. I think Nebula's buff is just so fantastic. I've always been a really big fan of Nebula. I still remember, even on like the last war map that we had before this one, I remember thinking like Nebula would be a good war attacker. I remember thinking like Power Start 1, Proxima Synergy, like there's not a whole lot that can survive that. Like, I remember thinking just like how good she could. I remember thinking how much potential she really had in Alliance War. And I remember like there was some gameplay of her in Alliance War, like taking down bosses like with ease, but didn't see a whole lot of gameplay from her. I think she's a big sleeper champion, but it's understandable, because like that's pretty much all she could do back then was, you know, get off the big shock damage. Now it's a lot easier to get off, and she just has other stuff, and she's just overall just way better, I think, man. I'm just such a big fan of the Nebula buff. I think it's similar to like the Angela buff, where it's like already a really good champ, and made into just an amazing champ. And I think I love those kind of buffs, honestly. So, yeah, really big fan of Nebula. Really hope to pull her as that 6-star, like I mentioned. But yeah, here, build up the shocks once again. Get a little resist. Like, just that damage is just so satisfying, man. It is extremely satisfying. Yeah, if I get her as a 6-star champion, I'm taking her to rank 3, unduped, without hesitation. I think she's absolutely worth it. Of course, if I pull like Hercules and Penny, I'm going to take them up ahead of her. But definitely at some point, if I pull her, she's going to rank 3, which is very exciting for me personally. And yeah, I'm just going to keep going for these special 3s. I just find it to be kind kind of just like keeps the flow of the fight going pretty well. Here I'm going to build a 20 and parry, and then drop the special 3, just get rid of those shocks, then rebuild them back up to 20, and then drop the special 2, make it 40. I don't know, there's lots of ways you can play Nebula. This was just the kind of initial way. This was like my first time using her after the buff. Just testing out this new playstyle, and I like it. It feels pretty good. You don't really have to worry about charging at nearly as much if you play this way, which is a lot better, because that's obviously the most annoying part about playing Nebula. So yeah, I think it's just a really good quality of life change for her kit, man. So yeah, here get to 20, boom, parry, drop the special 2. I think this will probably just kill him. 58 shocks, 50k per tick, man. He's dead. He is dead. That was so sick, dude. Nebula, just insane. Now we're gonna show you guys what it looks like with class advantage against Old Man Logan. Then we're gonna jump into some variant 4, I want to say, the tech variant. And I got some really cool stuff to show you in there. I remember Karate Mike made a really cool fight, or like showed a really cool thing that Nebula counters. I think it was clapback with the shocks. If you shock the opponent, they try to put the shocks back on you. I think that builds your shock charges. So that's obviously a really good node for Nebula to counter. I'm gonna show you guys another really sick node that Nebula counters. It's really cool. Yeah, you guys will see once we get there. Then yeah, we're gonna take down the final boss variant for the Kang with selective time stream. Nebula has a pretty good kit for it, because as long as you have a shock on him, you can get around the selective time stream. So yeah, here we got Old Man Logan, which is a mutant, so we do have that class advantage. Let's see, am I gonna go for special 3 here? I don't know. I think I probably am. Yeah, we are. So go for a couple heavy spams in the corner. When you do a heavy, it applies a shock, which is really nice. Again, especially for selective time stream specifically, it's actually pretty huge for that. Or else, you know, if you don't have a shock on, they're just gonna heal to full unless you're blocking that power somehow. So yeah, build a 20, get off the parry, just get those shocks up, and then again go for special 3, naturally build them back up. And then we'll drop a fat special 2 and see what we can get it ticking for. So with only like 20 shocks, it's still doing like, was it 5k per tick? Yeah, like 5k per tick. Like that's, you know, that's not bad. In some areas, you're just not able to throw special attacks. For example, Tyranny. I don't think Nebula is classed as a villain, so I don't think she'd be able to gain power there. You know, there's just some nodes where you're not able to gain power because of certain restrictions, so you're not always able to multiply those shocks. But here, boom, that's ticking for 50,000 against with class advantage there. Insane, absolutely insane. 50,000 damage per tick. Like of course, like in here, like that's impressive. That's a lot of damage, but like think about how much damage 50,000 damage per tick. Like in Alliance War, dude, like bosses don't have more than 1 million health. Regular fights have like usually 100 to 250,000 health. Mini bosses have less than like 300,000 health. I think pretty much all mini bosses do. Maybe like super high health have that. But if you build Nebula up and drop that special 2, man, there's not a lot that's gonna be able to survive it, which it's just insane, man. It's an example of a champion that's damage buildup is worth the payoff. Like, there's a lot of champions, you know, you build them up, you do X, Y, Z, you jump through all these hoops to make them, to play them to their max potential, and the damage output is just not worth all that work and effort, you know? But Nebula, she absolutely is. She absolutely is. So here we're gonna parry, drop another special 2, 44 shocks, and boom, 45k per tick. Almost killed him there. I'm down to 5%. I was hoping that would do the trick. Unfortunately not. I'm gonna have to stay in here a little longer, build up a couple more shock charges. There is a synergy. I think that it's if you build a shock charge while you have the shocks up, it'll kind of pause it for a little bit. I think I have that synergy. But the power or special 1 actually applies a power lock, which is pretty nice. I think there's some good utility with that as well. just, I think she had that before her buff too, but it seems just better now. So yeah, we're gonna be jumping into variant, like I said, 4. We're gonna be bringing along Proxima. That Proxima synergy is stupidly strong. You start with 10 of your shock. You're halfway. That's half the effort of building her up already. Well, more like a quarter, because yeah, 1/4 is 10 shock charges, the other quarter is another 10 shock charges, and the other half is building 2 bars of power. So yeah, technically a quarter. But on this path here, we have power reserve, or not power reserve, power shield, and what's the other node called? Yeah, the one where you hold your block and you build power. And Nebula, dude, this lane is so good for Nebula. It's actually insane. You guys are gonna see, like, she's so good for power shield. If you can multiply those shocks, it is insane. I was kind of being dumb here. At some points on this path, I was trying to bait out special attacks, and that's really dumb because this has all or nothing on this path. So yeah, trying to bait special is not the play. I think I just kind of forgot about that. And Kingpin, definitely not the best option for Nebula, because with his shrugs, which is annoying. But it's okay. We're gonna get through this guy somehow. You see, I'm parrying, and yeah, he's shrugging all of our shocks, which is not what we want. I think I was trying to bait specials here too. I'm like, why is he not throwing a special? There's a good reason, because of all or nothing. But yeah, we are still doing just damage on our specials. This is not a good fight to showcase how good Nebula is, just because, you know, he's shrugging debuffs. That's obviously one of, you know, Nebula's biggest weaknesses, champions that shrug debuffs or that are just straight up immune to shock. But in areas where that's not the case, where your shocks are going to stick and they're not shock immune, of course, she just shreds. So now, okay, now you guys are about to see why she's so good for this path again. Recharge, that's what it's called. Yeah, recharge. So we just gotta hold our block and build power here. So this lane, dude, was like made for Nebula. I only have to charge up 10 shock charges, and when I'm charging them, I'm also getting power. So yeah, get to 2 bars really quick. Boom, parry, drop the special 2, and just look at the damage, man. 94,000 damage per tick. Dude, what? Just so insane for power shield, man. Wow. Wowzers, just because of the power shield, it's multiplying the damage over time numbers, because we're using a special attack to double up on the shocks. So yeah, it's just a phenomenal interaction here. We're fighting our sister here, Gamora. Gonna go ahead, class disadvantage, drop that special 2, and 63,000 per tick, and she's just dead. 1 tick of it, and they're just dead. It's just so much overkill. Fantastic. It is fantastic, dude. Power shield and Nebula, boom, just insanity. Next up here we got a human torch. Again, with recharge, just gonna hold our block, build those shock charges, go for a reparry, boom, 19 shock charges, drop it, and what do we got here? 91k. Again, 1 tick, he's dead. I was having so much fun on this path. Because like I went in, I'm like, I wonder if Nebula's shocks will be multiplied at all with power shield. I'm like, usually damage over times are, so let me try it out. And I get in there, and I was just flabbergasted at how much damage we're doing here, man, and how quick and easy she's making this path here. Sorry, my dog. Yeah, here get to 16. Go ahead, drop the special 2, and 78k per tick. She survived there a little bit, but she goes down. Hey, chewing on my chair. Next up here we have a Captain America Infinity War, and then we got the Kang boss. So gonna heal her up just a little bit, taking a bit of damage on the path. Again, we're on the beta, so potions are infinite. But yeah, once again, more recharge. Gonna build to our special 2. Hope he doesn't glance. Hopefully that doesn't get in the way of anything. And yeah, gonna go for a parry right here. 17. We don't even have to build to max, because on here it's just nuts. Boom, 63k per tick, 58k per tick, and he's dead. There we go. Now we move on to the big bad Kang boss. So running into here, he does have the selective time stream, so that if we don't have a shock on him when that timer expires, he is going to heal all the way to full, which obviously we don't want. I think, I can't remember, this was recorded like over 2 weeks ago, so I don't remember exactly what I'm going for here. I think what I wanted to do was see maybe if we could kill him all of his health with the shocks. I don't know if I go for that or not, or if I try to just keep off the selective time stream the whole time. I was thinking about doing it both ways, but yeah, gonna go for the special 3 here so that we can, like I said, in like against those longer fights like in Labyrinth, I like to go for this method a little bit more. I don't know, I feel like it feels a bit more natural and just easy, because you don't really have to worry about the shock charges nearly as much. So yeah, they're just kind of passively building up. You see that little tech icon under our health when we're attacking the opponent, or it might just be when we're like near them. It just has a chance to keep going up. So yeah, get to 19. I think we're gonna get to 20. There we go. Gonna parry, drop the special 2, and he should just be dead. How much are we ticking for? 34,000 per tick. And yeah, he's dead. Kang boss and that Kang path just ran through by Nebula. Just phenomenal job right there. Like I said, really cannot wait to get her as a 6-star, hopefully one day. Hopefully next weekend on Cyber Weekend. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of Nebula post-buff. I'm absolutely loving her. If you guys enjoyed the gameplay, I would really appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.